turning 13 left if that's available.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250.
Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, Palm Springs altimeters 2985, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
If that's available, please.
Remember, correction, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance, plus 4658 is type PC12 slam call, request clearance to Vegas S-File.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon, unable to give you S-File, I'll be full route standby. Plus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas Airport via Flight Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs, Victor 370 to 29 Palms, Victor 538, Cresso, join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000, expect flight level 2405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
Plus 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3, initially climb 7,000, expect 40FG5, departure 167, squawk 6316, plus 465.
Plus 4658, readback is correct. Tango India Mike, taxi to the ground via Echo and this frequency.
Taxiing to the ramp via Echo, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango India Mike.
Ontario Tower says the 237 Charlie Alpha approximately 4 miles to the west inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left traffic, left downwind runway 26 left, report base.
Enter left downwind for 26 left and report your base 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower United 242 on the visual for 20 right, will be turning for a right base shortly.
United 242 John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170, number 3.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Panama Tower King Alpha 208 Kilo ILS 54.
Here 520 Yankee Kilo Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 1.
The land
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land 7 Charlie Alpha.
Palm Springs ramp plus 4658 east ramp to weather going for taxi.
Plus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good morning, November 2903 Alpha with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 clear low approach, report miss.
November 2903 Alpha, PilotEdge, low approach, runway 9, next report is
Palm Springs Tower plus 4658 ready to go trail right at Bravo.
What's the radio area check?
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff trail right plus 465.
Panama Tower King Alpha 208 Kilo 58
Here's our Yankee Kilo, roger, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
via Alpha
Plus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Says the 7 Charlie Alpha is clearly active, taxi to the GA parking base.
We're set to Charlie Alpha, remain on this frequency, taxi into the south ramp via Sierra.
South ramp via Sierra with you, 7 Charlie Alpha, thanks.
November 2903 Alpha going around.
Number 03 Alpha, confirm going around or going missed.
November 2903 Alpha going missing.
Number 03 Alpha, roger, execute the published missed approach procedure.
Flying the published mid-approach procedure, November 2903.
Piper 2903 Alpha, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure, 03 Alpha.
Number 03 Alpha, departure frequency will be 135.4.
135.4 for departure, November 2903 Alpha.
Ontario Tower, November 516 Delta Mike, inbound ILS 26 left.
Number 516 Delta Mike, Ontario Tower. Good afternoon, Ontario. Wind is calm. Runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land, 6 Delta Mike. Ontario Tower, November 36. Correction, 516 Delta Mike, clear of the active at uniform, taxiing to the south apron.
Number 6 Delta Mike, roger, taxi on the south ramp via Sierra. Remain on this frequency.
Via Sierra on this frequency, 6 Delta Mike.
Riverside Tower, good evening, November runway 17.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Tower, runway 27, clear to land.
Clear to land on runway 27, 03 Alpha. Riverside Ground, November 2903 Alpha, in Alpha request taxi to the transient partner.
Number 2903 Alpha, Riverside Ground. In the future, don't switch to the ground frequency unless you're told to do so. You should stay with tower, exiting the runway all the way to the hold short point. Stay on this frequency for now, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Taxi to ramp via Alpha. Rocket. Number 2903 Alpha.
Runway clear. Runway clearance. November 6th. Charlie Mike type Cherokee. I would like to attempt the I-4 rating today.
Cherokee 76 Charlie Mike, Jolene clearance. Good evening. Good luck on the I-4 destination. Will be, let's go, Kilo Oscar X-ray Romeo.
That's Kilo Oscar X-ray Romeo. 6 Charlie Mike.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
I'm going to sign off and collect some information for this destination. I'll sign back in. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Just report when you're back with the I-4. And how long do you think it'll be? It's not going to be more than an hour, is it?
No. I have to file and get some charts and plates.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll still be here, so it shouldn't be a problem. And we'll look for your flight plan to come through. And we should learn some.
Las Vegas Tower Plus 4658 is unusual and on the right 4500.
Plus 4658 Las Vegas Tower, runway 19 right, clear to land, wind 1807.
Clear to land 19 right 465.
Plus 658 exit right, taxi into the ramp via hotel. Remain on this frequency today.
Exit right, via hotel, ramp frequency 58 465.
Beach ground, number 953 Whiskey Alpha's Hyper Comanche PH4/Alpha. Taxi be active, VFR east departure with the weather.
Calling Long Beach ground, need you just verify your call sign, please.
Sorry about that, 916 Whiskey Alpha, November 916 Whiskey Alpha.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach ground, roger. And just confirm VFR eastbound.
Eastbound and the east ramp just south of runway 25.
Comanche 9016 Whiskey Alpha, roger. Runway 26 right, taxi via Kilo.
Okay, 25 right via Kilo, 916 Whiskey Alpha. Long Beach Tower, November 916 Whiskey Alpha, holding short of 25 right Kilo, ready for departure via Parking East.
November 916 Whiskey Alpha, Long Beach Tower, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff, right downwind departure approved.
Clear for takeoff 25 right, right downwind departure 6 Whiskey Alpha.
Good day, Palm Springs. Ground scanning Hotel Tango. East Red, India. Close traffic. Runway 31 right.
Papa Hotel Tango, do you mind? Palm Springs ground, say again, aircraft type.
Or a Cessna Sky.
Skyline Tango, do you mind? Thank you. Runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Echo and Bravo. 31 right. Papa Hotel Tango.
We're 791 Juliet, towards ground left clear.
Okay, Skype 791 Juliet. We see there's no clearance delivery with this field, so would we get our departure instructions with tower or with ground?
Always go with the lowest, so we'll start with ground. Just say your intentions.
Okay, Skype 791 Juliet. Type Cessna 172 on the south hangars with the numbers requesting VFR advisories to
Number 791 Juliet, roger. Departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 2061.
1249, that's 2061. Squawk 791 Juliet.
Got 901 Juliet, read back is correct. Are you ready to taxi now?
In a couple of minutes, just gotta go engine started. It's Sky 791 Juliet, south hangars now ready to taxi.
Sky 791 Juliet, roger. Runway 29 right. Taxi via hotel. Correction, taxi via Alpha in Juliet.
29 right, taxi via Alpha and Juliet, Sky 791 Juliet.
Palm Springs Tower.
Hey everyone, happy Monday, good to see you all. 733, hello Jessica, good to see you aboard. Scandinavian, how is it doing, buddy? Good to see you. Chemo, thank you guys, welcome here. Aboard, man, such a busy working day. I'm actually quite tired, but I just cannot stop flying. I'm so excited about learning how to fly on my instruments. So I just thought, let's turn on my PC, hop into the cockpit, and let's just fly. incomplete IMC this time. So this time I set my own weather. An overcast from about 2,000 feet up to 9,000. We are on PilotEdge. Just because I cannot fly without being on the network somehow. It just feels like home, I don't know. So what I'm going to do the same kind of procedures, techniques that I did in the last stream. So constant rate turns, constant rate climbs and descents, and also do combinations of those while being completely in the soup, which I guess is going to be a little bit more challenging than last time when I did the same, practiced the same techniques, but then in marginal VMC, which was fun also. But this is going to be a true introductory flight into the IMC. But that's awesome. B2, greetings. Watch Vault of Mrs. I'm doing her solo. Very nice. Well done, Mrs. Yeah, I will pass on that message. Yep, that was a great stream. We're all so proud of her. She's doing such a great job. So what we're going to do is some very basic flying, as I just mentioned. We are currently at Oceano, as always, part of my first episode as well here. Kind of like the starting point for each and every season, so it seems. Oceano is really the place also where PilotEdge recommends most pilots that are starting with the network with their VFR training to start learning how to fly. And so I thought it was also appropriate to start at Oceano here, starting my season 2 of my series to come as close to a real-world instrument training here in Flight Simulator. So that's why. And as you can see, overcast, and also default explain weather, which looks actually very, very, very nice. To be honest, though, I was already considering just disabling XMVARO, also because XMVARO is also has its own bugs and things. The only thing is that when I compare X-Plane 11's default weather to that of XMVARO in terms of METARs and stuff, XMVARO is a bit more realistic. And that's kind of important to me. So again, I'm still hoping for that update of XMVARO, but now flying IMC practice here, just presetting my own weather is fine as well. Yep, this is the default Cessna, the stock 172. It's a great airplane. Great airplane. So guys, what we're going to do is again pretty simple. No big navigation stuff going on. I'm just going to glance at the GPS now and then to know that I'm not flying into any other Delta airspace or restricted areas here. As you can see around Oceano, currently PilotEdge is live. So as long as I'm above, let's say 2,700 or perhaps even a little bit higher up, 3,000 feet, I will be fine, at least for Delta airspaces. We got some terrain here ahead. But again, I guess based on my GPS, I will be fine. So I'm just going to do regular turns and stuff, just staying in the vicinity of Oceano and trying to nail my instrument flying. This time incomplete IMC. Cannot wait to practice here. And again, I'm hoping that I'm concentrated and focused enough today, as always. And that's so interesting to me as well, guys, especially if you're serious about your flight training here in Flight Sim. The same psychological conditions or rules apply. Even when I'm tired, I obviously I'm noticing that I'm not on par with my skills, or not that concentrated when I'm flying in my flight simulator. And so, like in the real world, if you are not feeling airworthy, outside of the fact whether your Cessna is airworthy or whether you have VMC or whatever, if you're not feeling airworthy because you're stressed or sick or then you should not fly. Well, that's the advantage of having a flight sim, that we can always fly. But it's interesting also to see how that affects your performance in flight simulation. Scandinavian, I don't see any fog. Was hoping for. Yeah. Well, overcast does the same trick. I mean, I'd like to depart here from Oceano in a safe manner, and then we gradually fly into the soup as soon as we leave the traffic pattern, I expect. I'm safe, exactly 733. That's kind of the acronym for all the stuff that you need to check before you even consider to get into the airplane. And I think that also applies to flight simulation in many aspects, in many ways. Alrighty, so having said that, there's not a lot of preparation that we need to do. No weather briefing because we set our own weather. We're going to stay in the vicinity. No navigation, so we can just start flying right away. That's nice. So let's do that. Door. No, not the door. First, our seatbelts. Seatbelts fastened. Door is closed. Parking brakes are set. Well, live vest and fire extinguisher. Let's just pretend that it's there. Door is closed. ELT set to auto. This stuff is good. Flap lever is up and my flaps are actually up. My levers are working. My trim is working. My fuel tanks can be set to both. Cutoff is in. Alternate is in. Circuit breakers are nicely tucked in. That's good as well. My switch panel is working and my avionics are off. Batteries on. Got enough fuel. But first, let's do the controls. To the right, that one goes down. Up to the left, that one should be down. Yep, the other way around. Elevators look good. Trim is working too. My rudders are working. Perfect. Then I'm going to turn on my batteries. And yeah, we've got enough fuel. That's good. Avionics seem to be working just fine. We're not going to do a walk around, so let's test whether the flaps are working. Go down in sync. Good. Back up again. This stuff we're going to set soon. Seems to be working just fine. Thanks for the follow, Billy. Thanks. Welcome on board. Happy Monday. Annunciator messages. Our panel is working. Good. That seems to be all right-ish. Actually spot on. That's good. And yeah, we got enough fuel and that's about it. Avionics off. Let's prime the engine. Fuel pump on. Mixture in. 2, 3, 4-ish. Fuel pump off. Throttle bit in. Again, fuel tank set to both. Parking brake is set. No one is walking around our prop area, so that's good. Clear prop. Mixture full in. Magnetos back to both. RPM 1200. Oil pressure is already within the green. Lean for ground a bit. There's some drone, or perhaps someone else who was flying here on Oceano. That's wonderful. Okay, set. Generator on, or alternator on. We see a rise in the M meter. Avionics on, that's good. Mode C, VFR, no navs, and only comm that we need is CTAF, and I guess it's already still set to 1 to 2.7 of Oceano. Good. Alrighty then. Altimeter, we got a airport elevation of 14. So something like this. We're gonna depart to 9, I guess. What winds do I have set? I have no idea. Perhaps I should just listen to the ATIS in that case, which is 1 to 0.6.
San Luis CORGNL information uniform. 1700 Zulu weather.
Yeah.
Wind light and variable. Visibility more than 10.
Okay. So not a lot of wind. So let's just depart with the flow of the AI. That's usually a smart move here on untowered airports. Because of that, AI will not listen or consider the winds. So it's nice to go in the same flow. Alrighty then. So that's set. ELT is already up, and our engine is already really extremely fast warming up. But that's good as well. And that means that we are ready to go. Perhaps we could also turn on the navigation lights. You can see that the lights of the runway are on as well, and because of the overcast it's also a little bit darker, so let's just do that. Also, we're flying in the clouds, we're not that visible, so let's just pretend that we are much more easy to spot. And again, this is not realistic in the real world. You would not fly an actual IMC. You would just fly with foggles on and your instructor next to you as a safety pilot. And a foggle is a visual visibility limiting device that you put on your head, and it only obstructs your outside view, so you can only focus on your instruments, which is not that practical here in a flight sim. We could just fix our track IR position viewpoint to the panel, or just set visibility to 0. But in any case, you always need a safety pilot that looks out of the window, because usually you're practicing IFR flying in a VFR flight. So someone needs to look outside to see if there's no other traffic. But in my case, that doesn't really help. Heinrich, good to see you as well on the stream. Flying Drill, good to see you too. Jacoby, is this A2A aircraft? No, this is the stock 172. Thanks for the follow, Jefferson. Welcome on board. Happy Monday. My second episode of season 2. Now we're going to really fly into the soup. Thanks, Maruxi. Thank you for the follow. That's encouraging. Okay, so we set all that stuff. I think we are ready to go. So parking brakes released. Brake test seems to work. Vacuum is low, but that's usually the case. Slip indicator, turn indicator, everything works. Heading indicator, everything is stable. Good. We're going to check the vacuum with our run-up. No one is on final, at least from that side. Before I cross here, I'd also like to have another look here on the runway. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is crossing runway 11 at the numbers, and we're going to taxi to runway 29 for a straight out departure. Oceano. And Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is clear of the runway. Okay, there we go. So as you can see with the vacuum indicator, I mentioned this last time as well, with low RPM you can see a lot of airflow is going through the gyros here of my heading indicator and my attitude indicator, so it's not in the green, and as an IFR pilot that's a red flag, because you need to have vacuum. Obviously, if you like to rely on your attitude indicator and your heading indicator. That also reminds me that I'm also gonna try to fly without, or with a vacuum system failure, but without the attitude indicator and the heading indicator. And I need to fly and get back to my airport without using those. That's going to be interesting as well. Cannot wait to start with that. That's partial flying. That's one of the next flights that we're going to do. But first, just basic technique, instrument flying technique. In any case, it's important now also as part of my pre-flight, and I should study that a little bit more. I mean, I know that the vacuum pump is important. And I also know now that when I'm flying and I see a rise, for example, in my vertical speed indicator, or I look at my pitch on my attitude indicator, I should not just only solely rely on that information that only that instrument provides me in terms of pitch, but also see whether that pitch information is confirmed by my altitude increasing and my vertical speed increasing, right? Perhaps also my airspeed decreasing because I'm nose up. So you always double check, because there could be a failure going on, right? Without me knowing. So double checking those instruments, and that's the scan. So there are all kinds of, well, scans possible that allow you to spot that failure as soon as possible. Alright, runway 29, there goes the drone. I don't hear anyone on the CTF, so... I'm watching you on a massive projector, that's awesome, Maitka. Make a photo of that and post it on the Discord, I would love to see. Thank you for the follow, Pee-wee! BW. Let's pretend we got winds coming from 29. Alright, engine is warm enough, mixture full in. 1800, everything looks good. Vacuum is in the green now, that's good. No unshaded messages, also no vacuum message there, so that's good. Left mag, good enough drop, back to both. Nice. Right, good enough drop and comparable to the left, that's good. Again, let's see if the battery is still able, or the alternator is still able to charge the battery. That was good. And go all the way down to idle, see if throttle stop works and the engine doesn't quit on us. We don't have any readings on the annunciator message panel there. Still, we got good oil pressure. Vacuum is not in the green, but that's as expected. Alrighty, so that means that we're ready to go. I think that says now, yeah, it's already there, and it's already making a right turn, I guess, towards San Luis. That's good. No, I don't hear anyone on the CTF. One thing that is good practice, let's do it because why not, is make a 360. And because it's a left hand, you would expect someone to be here on crosswind or on downwind, because Nordo traffic that doesn't announce or use the radio, is actually legal on an untowered airport, and that makes an untowered airport so much more dangerous. Trim is set, good. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is departing runway 29 for a straight out departure. Oceano. Mixture full in, we're fully lit up, good. Again, there's a hubble, a weird hubble there in the dent in the runway. Right rudder here, airspeed's alive, everything is still in the green, good. 40. Here it is, that hump. Just on rotation point, oh yeah, I feel like an aircraft carrier departure here. Nose a little bit down to get to VY first. And there we go. Nose up. Into the soup. Now that looks daunting, guys. Again, we've got several airspaces around. I like to zoom in a little bit more on my GPS so I see the deltas too. A little bit more nose down. Trimming a bit. Let's get that steady rate climb going at VY 500 feet per minute. Alright, and again, just basic, guys, these first episodes are so basic. I hope they are not too boring for you guys, but they're so fundamental to getting a better handle on your aircraft and relying on your instruments. So again, I'm noticing that I'm scanning at the instruments, just a quick look, and then outside, and then to the instruments as a VFR pilot. But soon, I will lose sight. There's Oceano. Oh, that's too much of a nose up. Oceano traffic, Galascaucus, now only left downwind runway 29. We're gonna depart the area. We're now climbing through 1000 up to 3000 Oceano. Almost there. First time, full IMC. I've had some IMC experiences with my season 1, incidentally, with bad visibility, but it was not full IMC. Was challenging though. Alright, we're flying 120, but as you can see my compass is a little bit off. A little bit to the east, so this is better. We're not really on 500 feet per minute. Let's fly a little bit to the right there so we don't fly into the delta of Santa Maria, or most likely we are already above 2800 and we will be fine. But still, did we have parachutes? Yeah, I guess that would be a good plan with the uncertified pilot here on board. We're a passenger. There we go, guys, into the soup. Woof. IMC! Yikes! Alright, it's only me and my instruments. So again, I can just, well, pause my track IR, I guess. No visual reference information, just my instruments here. And I know that my instruments are working, but can you imagine that one of those fail? I'm already feeling a bit disoriented, to be honest. Kiju, thanks for the follow. Welcome on board. First time IMC. This is a special flight, guys. Oh, that's also very distracting. Some cloud puffs coming through. That seems like I'm turning or climbing or... That's new. Okay, interesting. Again, we're good with our climb. We're going a little bit fast, but we're nice on speed, so that's fine. Like to be above 3000 before we hit that delta. You can also just maneuver around it, but still. Oh, this is really distracting, those puffs, but I guess that's real. Or kind of realistic. Oh, I'm loving this, guys. It's daunting, but I'm loving it. I like to do steep turns as well here in IMC, and I preset the weather, just to be clear again, from 2000 feet, so something like that, up to 9000. So we're completely in the soup, immersed in clouds. Alrighty, we're past all the delta top ceilings there. So that's not something that we need to worry about, only terrain here if we keep going this way. Yes, I am flying. Just looking at the GPS there, going a little bit left of that delta, but it doesn't really matter anymore because I'm high enough. But soon we're going to pick a heading and an altitude to fly. So let's go to 4000 feet as a start. And what we could do is then... Hey, that's interesting. Why am I seeing suddenly a ceiling or something like that? Well, I guess that's possible. Just a brief window. Oh, this is so awesome. Well, I will allow that. I could also just set the visibility here so that that stuff won't happen. But I think that the cloud movement here, and again, these are not the DNB. Thanks for the follow. Xenviro, for example, you can set these cloud motion effects. These are not. These are actual 3D clouds passing by. That's nice. The X-Plane 11 weather engine. Also, the cloud puffs are much more reliable. So I know that if I just scratch the surface of a cloud, that I will not suddenly be in full IMC. With Xenviro, I cannot rely on the depictions of clouds. And that's quite annoying if you're flying VFR, because you like to remain clear of all clouds at all time. And so even when I'm a few miles from a cloud, suddenly I could be in total IMC, which is suddenly in total IMC, and that's not realistic. That doesn't happen with the fall. Okay, so I'm using my yoke right now, full power still. 4,000, get to cruise speed first, and then we're gonna fly towards that heading bug. Again, the weather is doing all kinds of things, but I'm just focusing on my instruments. Alright, set cruise power. You can also lean a bit. There goes the EGT. And as soon as we got a stable configuration here, I'm really pushing on that yoke, so now I'm relieving that pressure with nose down trim. Good. Alright. First make a turn to the heading bug. Standard rate turn. Nose up a bit. There it is. Good. Oh my god. This is weird. I'm seeing all kinds of clouds just in the peripheral of my view, which distract me a bit. But I'm just focusing on my primary instruments. Ah, we're above. That's weird. 4,000 feet? Wait. That's not what I like. Overcast. Up to 9,000. And can I also set the density of the cloud? I mean, I guess overcast means just 100% overcast, right? That's better. Again, yeah, there's my standard rate turn. Speed is okay, just a little bit more power. Nose a bit up. And there we go. This is weird. Okay, there's the heading, and there we are with our altitude. That's kind of good. Okay, again to the south. There goes standard rate turn. Too much of a nose pitch up. A little bit more power. I'm also noticing that I'm squeezing my yoke because of the, I'm also fixating. It's not, I don't have a loose focus on my instruments. Again, just focusing on my instruments. I know we got a clearing here in the clouds. They're south. And there we go. That's so weird. Alright. South. Nice on altitude, that's okay. There goes the speed. And a little bit back there on the throttle. And a little bit nose up. Good. Again, 203 or 06. And let's make a climb to 5,000. So, full power. Standard rate turn. Just by full power, I will get a rise anyways. A little bit steeper bank turn there. Climb, Tim. Climb. Again, I'm noticing that the attitude indicator gives me most information. So it feels more trusty than the others. It's more central. So I'm going from the attitude indicator to all the different instruments. Airspeed is going back a bit. Again, still making very gentle corrections with my yoke. And because I just trimmed a bit, that helps. I don't know what altitude or what heading I actually picked. Forgot about that one. Keep climb going. Let's just stick with the heading bug first. Good. Full power still. Not really that good trim. And we are a bit above the clouds. Look at this, guys. That's pretty. Noticing that my computer actually has a little bit more difficulty here doing track IR and that stuff, but it's a little bit jaggy. But it is beautiful. Look at those clouds, guys. So I could actually now, there's another airplane. Actually, formation flight interception. We could actually fly through that hole here. Because the clouds are actually 3D-ish, they are reliable, so we're not suddenly in full IMC. There's 5,000, I'm not paying attention. Again, nose down. I know, 733, thanks. No fixating. But it's hard, it's not just knowing that you shouldn't, it's just a tendency almost that you're just gonna fixate. And at the same time, I'm noticing that the more that I'm fixating, the more I'm squeezing my yoke. Okay, first. Cruise RPM. I'm really pushing on my yoke right now to get me level. So I'm relieving that push with a trim nose down trim. Alright, that's good. Alright, let's make a turn to the left to 150, 6,000 feet. Again, full power. Standard rate turn. Nose goes up naturally, I guess. A little bit more steep in the bank. Also, because I'm making a turn right now, or I'm in a full power setting, I should also apply a little bit of right rudder. I think I also know what Ryan was telling me, the CFI of PilotEdge, or warning me, is that I'm now focusing on hitting those performance marks. So I really like to have a stable 500 feet per minute going, and it's actually going all over the place. But rather, oh, there's my 150. Forgot about that. Damn it. Come on, Tim. And I think it's better just to focus on the attitude indicator, for example, as a general kind of idea of whether I'm having the right pitch, and then the vertical speed indicator will just follow. Like so. Thanks for the follow, P. Thank you. Much appreciated. Welcome on board. Happy Monday. My first instrument flight here in full IMC. Man. Also, the clouds are quite bright, and I'm focusing on my instruments here. So I'm drifting off a bit. Ooh, nice. Look at this. Wow. I feel like Peter Pan. That's awesome. Alright, 6,000 feet. Good. 500 feet before, 50 feet before. Level down. Keep it on heading, Tim. Only using the yoke here. Still full power to get back to cruise speed. Oh yeah. Come on. Yeah, because the speed is increasing. Also, my cute little Cessna likes to climb, so I need to even push a little bit more. Alright, it seems like cruising speed. Less power, that's good, and now relieve that yoke pressure. That's a little bit too much. You can see that my vertical speed indicator is actually lagging behind. So if I'm focusing on my attitude indicator, it gives me much more direct feedback. Otherwise I will really be chasing the needle, as they call it. This is good. I might have a little bit of a downdraft or an updraft. That's the correction that I will do with my yoke. A little bit more RPM there because I'm cruising on a constant speed. Oh wow, look at that. And it's gone. Awesome. Okay, turn to the right. 180-degree turn. Well, let's turn to the right to the north. Stay on this altitude. I'm not going to do a standard rate turn. A little bit of steeper turn here. Again, looking at that attitude indicator, it should provide me with the exact same information as if I was looking outside. Again, a little bit more right rudder, just a tiny bit. There comes north. And roll out. Push down on the yoke. Allow the airspeed to increase. Good, very good. Thanks for the follow, Delo. Thank you. Sweating here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the follow. Jazz. And Peach, thank you, guys. Welcome. All right. Let's do a descent to 5,000 and a heading of 060. Guys, give me a next heading and an altitude. I will fly it. Throttle back. .060. Less power. A little bit of a nose down trim. Again, I'm not exactly on 06. As a VFR pilot, that isn't that important, but as an IFR pilot, I like to be much more precise. I need to be much more precise. Speed is increasing, so tendency to go up, I guess. I'm really enjoying myself. Basic instrument flying. I feel like, again, a whole new world. Thank you, guys. Reska, thanks for the follow. Means a lot. Welcome on board. Scandinavian 240 at 4,000. Roger. Once we are stable at 5,000, that's going to be the next. Okay. Perfect. This is a nice steady rate descent. And 5,000. Nose up. Again, you can see the vertical speed indicator lacking behind. Keeping that attitude indicator right on the horizon there. I was giving full power, which was unnecessary. A little bit of a nose up trim. And not really on heading. Like 5 degrees off or so. Alright, 240 at 4,000. That's going to be a left turn. Pull back on the throttle. A little bit of a left rudder there. Standard rate turn. A little bit more power. Should be sticking around 100 knots. Those clouds are so distracting. A little bit too much rudder I see on the slip indicator. Really sensitive. It's just using my toes there, which I don't think is that realistic. Still, yeah, that's good speed. Finnish G was also telling me that he was reviewing my first episode here, and he was also telling me to include constant speed, because obviously that ties into having a constant rate turn and a climb and a descent. So I should also incorporate the speed there. 240 coming up. Yeah, there's 240. Good. Continue that descent. Next up is 37 Bravo, 215, 5,500. Alright, so far so good. Good on the heading, good speed. Nice, Tim. Pleased with this. 550 feet. Up and a little bit more power. Again, focusing on that attitude indicator rather than on the vertical speed. I'm looking too much at the vertical speed. Good. 215, 5,500. Okay, full power. Standard rate turn. There we go. 215. There we are. Again, a little bit too much nose up. Like 6 degrees or so it seems. Seems to give me a 500 feet per minute. Whoa, that's too much. A little bit of a nose up trim. So as soon as I manually put my Skyhawk in that right pitch, I should relieve that pressure immediately with... Oh man, I'm cramping up. That's not good. That's not good. Relax, Tim. Relax. Just 2 fingers on the yoke. Have you tried VR on any of your sims? No, Neltron, not yet. Curious though to find out what that experience would be. Thanks for the follow, D3. Thanks. Welcome on the stream. Yeah, we are full throttle. Good. Looks good. Good on the heading, just a few degrees off. Also, compass is in sync with my heading indicator, that's important. Vacuum is still in the green. Should also really incorporate that vacuum check in my scan. I have a VFR scan going, just looking at the oil temperature, and that's also important, but it should be a little bit more than that. We have to pay attention at night. Yep, instrument work is key. It's true. Okay, guys. Whoa, drifting off again. What's my next heading? And altitude. Who's first? Heading and an altitude, please. Alright, getting to 5,500. Again, 500 feet per minute means 10%, 50 feet before your intended altitude, level off. There we go. Again, don't look at the vertical speed, Tim. Just the attitude indicator. Come on. There goes the speed. 220 at 5,000. Thanks for the host, Valdudes. Thank you, man. Come on, don't get distracted, Tim, by Valdudes. Come on, first level off, cruise speed first. Before I hit that restricted area. Come on. There's 100 and a little bit less power. And trim. Trim, 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 trim. Like it's hot. Alright. What did he say? 220 at 5,000. 220. No, not 220. We're already flying 215. Let's make that to the north at 4,000. Alright. Thanks for the follow, dogs. Yeah, my attitude indicator is my friend. Good. Good. After a while I get used to the instrument scan. I mean, with the first few moments it was actually quite distracting with all those cloud puffs and stuff. It was like, alright, new world. But now I'm kind of drifting off, but kind of getting used to the scan actually, but it's a little bit all over the place. I don't have a systematic way of checking. So I'm now noticing the vertical speed and oh gosh, pull on the yoke. It's almost like a reflex. Oh my gosh, the vertical speed is down. And that's not a good thing. Again, the attitude indicator is much more stable. It's much more... It's actually a VFR instrument in a way. Hey Dad, good to see you. – 4,000 feet to the north. Again, drifting off a bit. Okay, next up, I'm gonna fly a little bit to the left to 240 at the same altitude, and then we're gonna do steep turns in IMC. There's 4,000, 50 feet, nose up a bit. There we go. A little bit more power there to get back to cruise. Nice. Alrighty. Trim a bit. I'm pulling on the yoke, so let's relieve that force. A little bit of a left pedal there. Thanks for the follow. Ats, thanks. It's too much. A little bit more power there. Come on, Tim. Well, I'm not doing that bad. 240 and down, and there's cruise. All right, let's fly a little bit out of over the coast, over the sea, and let's do steep turns on instruments. And next, I will do stalls and unusual attitudes in IMC and see what happens. I might spin. Yeah, I'm getting used to this. It's fun. Slow flight is also a good one. Yeah. Whoa, come on, Tim. Focus, 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 focus. Focus, focus, focus. Again, everything is looking good. Perhaps I should just leave track IR on.
Red Cessna Skyhawk 197 Alpha Zulu taxiing runway 29 for staying in the pattern. Oceano.
Nice, someone is at Oceano. Okay. A little bit further on. Come on, I'm you know what's happening? The vertical speed indicator, because it's so sensitive and it wobbles around, it just tries to grab your attention, and that's where when shit hits the fan. And I'm trying to pull on the yoke and do all kinds of stuff. Just focus on the attitude indicator. Just lazy flying. Small corrections. Yeah, I'm getting what Ryan was suggesting to me. Flying the needle. Okay, Let's do left turns, steep turns. That means 45 degree. This is 30, this is 60, just in between. And stay on altitude, 4,000 feet. Okay, here we go. Get back to 240. Let's set the heading bug just for a visual reference point here. Memory aid. Get back to 4,000. There we go. A little bit of left rudder. Also at the same time, nose up a bit. Keep that turn going. Keep that turn going. Whoa! I'm using my imagination to infer what the outside views should look like, and that's not what I should do. Look at that heading indicator spin! What the fuck? I'm doing fine, but I'm not really at 4,000. There comes 240. I guess I should already roll out. That's not bad. To the right. Come on, Tim. Oh, this is weird. This is weird. Pull on the yoke. I was not pulling on the yoke. Steady turns. Come on, use the force, Tim. Use the freaking force. Good. The force is strong with you, my apprentice. Come on. Freaking Top Gun style. Come on. 240. And again, lowering that pitch. That was good. Again. Left turn, left rudder. Nose up at the same time. Good. 45. Nose up a little bit more, Tim. Come on, more power. Fixate. Don't fixate, but focus. I am squeezing my yoke like it's something. Loosen that grip. Loosen that grip. Oh, I'm glad that earned me a follow. Thanks for the follows, guys. That was not too bad. Right one. Nose up. Gradual nose up. And again, the attitude indicator is your freaking friend. It is your friend. Come on, friend. You don't want to have a vacuum system failure, I can tell you that. Get more power there. Let's descend to 4,000. Get it right. Hoo-ha! Should have started my rollout a bit early. But I'm pleased with this. Alright. Now we're really venturing out over the sea, so let's return in just a bit. Thank you, Ninja. Thank you for all the follows, guys. 5-2 at leap. Thanks. Yeah, my attitude indicator. That's my friend. That's my friend. Always return to the attitude indicator and then to the other instruments. It actually becomes easy. Alright. Your enemy is the vertical speed indicator. If you would assign any instrument to be your enemy. I mean, if you got a vacuum failure, I guess the vertical speed indicator becomes your friend, kind of. Okay. Going a little bit back to the coast in case Keith does jump aboard and give us an engine failure or whatever he does to mess me up. That was not good. That was good. That was not bad, I meant. Very good. Thank you, Fly. Dylan, thanks for the follow. Okay, well, we can actually do it right now. Let's do slow flight at 4,000. notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps. A little bit more power, so we're not going to decrease too rapidly there. Full flaps. A little bit less power. I'd like to hear my stall horn. Come on. A little bit more nose up. Getting thirsty. A little bit nose up. Stay on altitude, Tim. A little bit slower hit. Also, I should put in right rudder because I'm in a high power setting. Come on. Should have also picked a heading. Come on, I'm still descending. Come on! Power! Power! And I guess with the new rules actually for training, the FAA doesn't want you to do this. This is too risky. I think that slow flight is now 50 or something like that, but usually it was about the stall horn. But this is slow flight in IMC. I'm not doing a bad job here. Come on, guys, don't you think? Let's stall. There goes one wing. And full power, nose down, not too much nose down. There goes the speed. Again, climb up again, 4,000 feet. There we go, where's my speed? Where's my speed? Why is my speed not increasing that much? Because I've got full flaps. So first flap out. Nose up. Why am I not going that much faster? I'm not climbing. Alright, 20 degrees. Okay, I guess my 20-degree flap was also really a brake, air brake there. Full flap, or flaps up, I mean. And with each flap retract, I pull a little bit more on the yoke, and that works great. But I was not paying attention on my heading, so I was over the place. But that was not bad. That was not bad. Actually, I'm becoming a little bit centered around, not fixated, but centered around, and now I'm completely over my heading, my altitude, centered around the attitude indicator. It's the instrument to go. Trim a bit. There we are. There we are. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna now descend back into VMC. And let's do a few traffic patterns just for fun, and then get back into the soup again and try again. And if that works, then I think I completed my first section of my stage 1 training. Still, obviously, I need a lot more practice here. Ocean traffic, Yellow Skyhawk is a few miles southwest of the airport, currently at 3,500 and descending. We're going to descend to traffic pattern altitude on the northwest side of the airport and then enter the left downwind runway 29 for some touch goes. Oceano. Again, the vertical speed indicator is trying to grab my attention. Pulling on that yoke. Let's see if I can use the manual autopilot here. The trim. Thanks for the follows, guys, man. Thank you. Happy Monday. Even though I'm actually pretty tired from work, I'm not doing a bad job. 29. Come Come on. Oh, it didn't turn on my landing lights and my strobe lights. That's weird. I thought I did, but that's not good. Especially when you're in the soup. Going down. HT. Okay. Look at those clouds. My gosh, those cloud puffs are so
Oceano
cool.
traffic. White and red Cessna taking runway 29, staying in the pattern, left close traffic. Oceano.
Roger. I'm not going to reply to that. Shouldn't even reply, I guess, but he likes to know whether I see him before I enter the pattern, which is fun. Still, I'm looking at that vertical speed indicator and it's going everywhere, but my pitch on my attitude indicator is fine. Got my GPS there. 2,000 feet. I guess we're at the base of the overcast that I've set. Also said that I was coming in from the northwest. There we are. Thanks for the follow, Ali. Thank you. Oh, that's better. Oh, right. Where is Oceano? It's over there. Okay, good. We are fully lit up. Mixture full in. Traffic pattern is 1,000 feet. Where is that guy? It's not him. That's a beacon. That's a police. Where is he? Like to hear a crosswind turn. We should have heard it already. Oceano traffic, Yellow Skyhawk is now on 1,500 feet, 3 miles southwest of the airport. We're going to enter on the 45-degree left downwind runway 29 for some touch and goes, Oceano. Thanks for the follow, guys. Panu, thank you. Welcome on board. Still see some traffic there above, but that's not in the pattern. Why am I not hearing any crosswind announcements of the other guy? First notch of flap there. Where is he? That's a student pilot, I guess, around Oceano, which is awesome. A little bit more power there, Tim. Come. Guess he's already on downwind. Oceano traffic, Yellow Skyhawk is now on the left downwind runway 29 for some touch and goes, Oceano. This is so much easier, flying with sight, my gosh. NSO, thank you for the follow. He said he was staying in the pattern, but... Trim down. Where is he? I don't like this. And I'm not gonna say please advise on the CDF. I should have said number entering the traffic pattern and I don't have the other traffic inside. Because that would also be a way for him to know that we have a risky situation here. Also really flying away from the traffic pattern, which is not good. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now turning left base runway 29 for some touch and goes. We don't have the other traffic inside Oceano. Alright. Thanks for the follow, Philip. Thank you. Welcome. Keep my speed there in the white band. There comes the heading bug. Second notch of flaps. Enough room there for us to make that base the final turn. Don't see anyone there to the right. Where's the speed? Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now turning on the final 29. Touch and goes. Oceano. Alright. I guess we are alone in the traffic pattern then. Or what also the case that a student pilot on Oceano might just disconnect as soon as he hears someone else on the radio. Oh my gosh, there's someone else. I'm just training. I remember doing my first announcement on CTAP. My gosh.
Oceano traffic, white and red Cessna Skyhawk, turning left base runway 29.
Whoa!
Oceano have the yellow in sight.
Awesome. That was a good announcement. That was a good announcement. Okay. 20 degree flaps, parking brakes are released. Yeah, we're ready to go. Again, short runway, thin runway, or thin, narrow I should say. Again, no stall horn. Last time it was quite rough here. Fixate on the far end of the runway. Good. Flaps up, full power. Again, this hump here in the runway. There we go. Braden, thanks for the follow. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now on the upwind 29, left close traffic. Oceano. Alrighty. Fun. Traffic pattern flying is so much fun. VFR flying is still so much fun. But I really like to become proficient with instrument flying as well here on Flight Sim. And in terms of instrument flying, I'm not doing a bad job. Still, it needs a lot of practice, especially when also other things are going on. Chatting with ADC, setting frequencies and
Oceano
stuff.
traffic, white and red Skyhawk turning final, runway 29. Touch and go. Oceano.
Alright, 300 feet below traffic pattern altitudes. That's about 700, that's about now. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now turning left crosswind 29, touch and goes. Oceano. The soup. Oh. Overturn there. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now on the left downwind runway 29, touch and goes. Oceano. Keep that heading bug at the bottom this time. Nose down trim, really pushing on my yoke right now. There we go. Can we see the other traffic? Yep, he's just rotated. Oh, still flying away from the traffic pattern here. Awesome. Yeah, Ninja, PilotEdge is amazing. And to be honest even, I mean, I love the guys, Keith and Marcus and all the controllers. They're so awesome and so involved with the community. It's that alone is already exciting. But to me, if PilotEdge didn't exist, I perhaps wouldn't have started streaming and doing my training.
Traffic, white and red Skyhawk turning left crosswind, runway 29, Oceano.
It really brought Flight Sim to life for me. Gave it meaning, purpose. Again, I'm not on my downwind turn. Heading, you can see I'm quite far away from the runway. Yeah, what? That's true. the 14-day free trial on PilotEdge. Oceano traffic yellow Skyhawk is now turning left base for runway 29. Touch and goes. Oceano. In the white band with the speed. There's the heading bug. Second notch of flaps. No one is on final, incidentally, or AI. Goes down trim a bit. After this touch and go, on the go, we will do a straight out departure. And get back into the soup and try again.
Oceano traffic, white and red Cessna on the downwind, runway 29, Oceano.
And Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now on final runway 29 for touch and go. And on the go, we're going to depart straight out up to 3,000 to 6,000-ish. Oceano. Okay. Pulling on the yoke, trimming is key for a good touchdown. Good speed. Love the buildings here. I guess this is also Greg's scenery. Paper scenery for X-Plane. Mouse cursor away. Thank you. Alright. Let's make it as smooth as we can. Oh, it's good. I'm pleased with that. Full power. There's the hump. And rotates. A little bit of a short field-ish kind of takeoff, so not a steep pitch. And there's VY, and now we pull up. Thanks for the follow, Hamster. Happy Monday. Welcome on the stream. Alright, so straight out, back into the soup. Let's do, again, just a few constant rate turns, headings and altitudes, steep turns, stalls, and then I think we are pretty much done with today's episode. That's good. And then
Oceano
we can...
traffic, white and red Skyhawk turning left base, runway 29, touch and go. Oceano.
Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now departing the traffic pattern area to the west, and we're going to climb up to 2,000 and just do some practice maneuvers. Oceano. Okay. And then we're going to move on with the next. Again, guys, if you're new to the Uncertified Pilot, hop over to UncertifiedPilot.com, where I scheduled all my training flights, my IFR training flights. And the first flight, as part of my season here, as part of my becoming as close to an instrument rating as I possibly can in flight sim.
Oceano traffic, white and red Skyhawk turning final, runway 29, touch and go. Oceano.
I start with instrument flying first, and my first flight is actually about just basic instrument flying. First in marginal VMC, that's what we did last time, and this flight is about doing that in IMC, no visibility. And I think I completed that stage, or that particular session of my stage 1 of my training. And again, this is going to needs to be optimized and perfected, and also drilled down a bit more while I'm training with ADC. I know, but just the basic instrument flight, this is good. And that means that for the next flight, I'm going to do partial instruments. Scandinavian, I wonder how many new customers Uncertified Pilot has brought to PilotEdge. I'm sure there are quite a few by now. Oh yeah, I know for sure. And many Flight Simulator streamers, Scandinavian. It sells itself. It sells itself. There we go into the soup. Goodbye, VMC. Again, the attitude indicator is my trusty friend. But with a partial instrument configuration, for example, the pitot tube that becomes stuck because there's dust in that thing, so my speed gets stuck, or the static board outside becomes stuck, or the vacuum pump doesn't work. That's interesting. And I'm not talking about identification. That's what we're going to do in a later session. So not knowing what is going to fail, and I need to spot what system is broken down so I can manage the airplane still. But first, just knowing, okay, my attitude indicator is not working. So flying on my altitude, on my altimeter and the airspeed indicator. That's interesting. Thanks, Scandinavian.
Oceano traffic right with Skyhawk, turning downwind, runway 29. Full stop. Oceano.
I love those cloud puffs here, those effects. It is distracting. Especially at the beginning when I just went into IMC. Okay, let's fly to the east at 3000. Again, 50 feet before. Push down. Still full power. To cruise speed. As my airspeed increases, I'm noticing that I need to push down even a little bit more. There's 100, cruise RPM, and relieve that yoke pressure a bit, gradually, Tim. That was good. All right, let's go to 060 to 4,000 feet. Full power, standard rate turn to the left, airspeed, okay. A little bit of left rudder there. Keep that bank going. There's 06. Keep pulling on that yoke. Good, Tim. Good. Trim for that climb. Good. I'm noticing that I'm centering on that attitude indicator and it becomes more systematic. And less...
Oceano traffic, white and red Skyhawk, turning left base, runway 29, full stop, Oceano.
Chaotic. Still, it's not perfect, but I feel progress going on. Hey, Evanet, good to see you, man. And meanwhile, drifting off my 060 heading. - 4,000 feet is coming up. Again, 50 feet before, and then I'm leveling off. There it is. Gentle push. Push. Good. Keep that point there.
Oceano traffic,
on the horizon.
Final, runway 29, full stop, Oceano.
There goes the speed. Once we hit 100, cruising speed. Reset RPM to cruise. Something like this. And then trim for altitude. Thanks for the follow, H20. Happy Monday. Season 2, Episode 2. In IMC, Flying Instruments. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the force. If you ask for the force will come to you. Hey, Flying, thank you for dropping by, and take care. Bye-bye. Let's do a descent while going to 210. Then we head out over the sea and do a steep turn. Right rudder. right, pulling on that yoke a bit. Oh, a little bit too much right pedal, I can see. Good. I can imagine though that if you're doing a long haul flight like this by hand,
Oceano traffic, white and red Cessna, clear runway 29. Okay.
you get tired. I feel my eyes getting tired. So there is some fitness involved, I guess. Constant speed. This is great, but I'm drifting off my heading in this case. 8 degrees off. Thank you for the follow, Naruto. Man, I remember those days when I think it's Japanese, I guess, Naruto was out in the Japanese version. There wasn't an American version. I found out about Naruto and watched all of that stuff. It was awesome. But still, Dragon Ball Z is better. All right. Again, 50 feet before we level off. Pull on the yoke. A little bit more power. Good. Let's stay at 3000. Let's go to the west so we don't fly into that restricted. Yeah. I should only push in my pedals when I'm turning, not when I'm in a turn. There we are. A little bit more power there. I'd like to be at 100. Thanks for the follow, Nudger. Thank you. Much appreciated. Welcome on board, guys. In this 4-seater Cessna Skyhawk, doing training in the clouds with no visuals for you to enjoy, guys. You're only staring at instruments. But this is fundamental to my entire season 2. Becoming as close, or coming as close to a real-world instrument rating and flight sim as I possibly can. On PilotEdge, with ATC, all the instrument approaches. Failures, everything. And if you think, well, that might be something perhaps for me, hop over to UncertifiedPilot.com, check out my training schedule, and do yours. Just follow the same schedule. And if you're totally new to PilotEdge, have a look at my Season 1 series, where I started from scratch, VFR, Episode 1, here on Oceano, learning how to fly a traffic pattern, how to do these calls on CTEF. It's kind of like my YouTube channel is kind of like my logbook, my video logbook, a vlog. Alright, let's go a little bit to the right here. Just looking at my GPS, there's a restricted area to the left of us that I'd like to stay clear of. I'm not going to say it, but I am. I'm feeling a little bit comfortable with the instruments. I mean, still, it's not perfection, I know. I'm feeling at ease with the instruments. Perhaps that's a better. Well, let's see what happens when I got partial instruments. Also, just the heading indicator and replacing that by flying on the compass. That to me seems, because if I make a left turn, you can see that thing turns to well, you got all kinds of magnetic deviation stuff going on, which is, well, interesting. All right, let's do a left steep turn. And stay on altitude. West, did we fly? Well, we're gonna pick west. Forgot about my starting heading there. Shit. Oh, keep that nose just above the horizon. Ah, I almost hit that 100 feet plus. I like to stay within a band of 100 feet around that 3,000 feet-ish, or any kind of altitude that I'm picking. So my speed is not constant, by the way. Back to 100 knots, that's where it should be. Ah, past the west. I feel comfortable. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way at all. I feel at ease. All right. Let's turn to the east. And let's go to slow flight. I'm descending there. Flaps. More nose up, Tim. More nose up. I'm hitting that 9er. Bring it on, Stallhorn. Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. It sounds like a mosquito. Squatch! Okay, let's stall. XP realistic, making those shakes. I'm also drifting off, by the way. Dangerous to use ailerons here. Are you gonna stall, or aren't you? Well, I guess with full flaps we need to go 40 in the out of the wide band there. X-plane, is this realistic? Okay, I'm just pulling on that yoke. Bring it on, X-plane. This is not realistic. Nose down, full power. First flap up, second up. Back to 6 and 3,000. Good. I'm ready for partial. Ready for partial. Alright, let's get below the overcast and enter the traffic pattern. I'm doing it old school, that's true. Oh man, those cloud puffs are really distracting. Flying a little bit away from Oceano here. Well, and what is not only just flying it old school just by hand, actually it is a essential skill for any instrument rated pilot. The GPS can fail, the autopilot can fail, a VOR can fail. It's also much more fun, I think. Alright, base is around 2000, so I guess at any moment now. At any moment now, thank you. There's Oceano. Ocean traffic, yellow Skyhawk, is 4 miles south of the airport, currently at 1,700 and descending to traffic pattern altitude. We're gonna enter the left downwind runway 29 for a full stop on the 45. Oceano. Landing lights are on, everything's on, good. Nav lights are still on, that's fine with me. Look at that photo reel, guys. Isn't it pretty? Oceano is so pretty. Don't see anyone in the traffic pattern, at least no AI. I don't hear anyone. I thought that other guy was already at the ramp. There is traffic pattern altitude. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now on the 45, left downwind 29, full stop Oceano. Something like this. One notch of flap, let's use the flap to gain that 100 feet. Again, don't see anyone. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is now on the left downwind 29, full stop Oceano. Heading back on the bottom. Rock bottom. Stay at traffic pattern altitude. Well, we're already past the threshold here of 29, so we could already start our descent gradually. Yeah, Finish G, you should really look at the stream, rewatch it. It was awesome. Really try to focus much more on the speeds as you suggested on Discord, which really helped. And I think I did kind of okay today. Okay enough for me to progress through the next session, which is going to be partial instrument flying for the next episode. Again, no one on final. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is turning left base 29, full stop Oceano. Already in the white band, good. There's the heading bug. Straight. Keep that nose down. Again, no one on final. Good. A little bit high. Also pushing on that yoke, so a little bit nose down trim here. Also a bit fast. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk on final 29, full stop Oceano. Thanks for the follow, Dank. Thank you. Much appreciated. Those follows never get old. I much appreciate that support, guys. Thanks. Welcome on board. I'm really enjoying myself here. Okay. 65. Still pulling a bit on that yoke, so a little bit nose up. Not too much power. Again, not a long runway, but we're gonna do a full stop this time, so I'm just gonna taxi exit the runway at the end. So let's just make it smooth. And again, there's a nasty dent there in the runway. That's better. And nose wheel down. Very nice. Brake a bit. Here comes the hump. Hands up. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm too tired from work today. Pulling on my yoke here. Aerodynamic braking. To spare the brakes. There we are. Landing lights off. Strobe lights off. Make sure ground. Oceano traffic, yellow Skyhawk is clear the runway. Taxi to parking, Oceano. It's so cute. It's a simple airport, but and also it has meaning to it. Most PilotEdge pilots start here. I started here. But still Palm Springs is my favorite airport. Hey, there's some traffic. Awesome, and also one on final. Let's park where we started. bum. Main wheels there. Good. Perhaps a little bit overshot it, but I think that's fine. Maybe on off. Parker brake sets. Prevent crossfeed. Door open. There. We are, guys. I really, really enjoyed myself. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm already having fun. I've had fun flying my instruments here in the soup. Oh man, I'm really curious to rewatch that stream and see how that felt, or my expression actually when I first entered IMC, because that was weird. But it took me not too long to get a little bit more at ease while being in the soup, in the clouds, relying on my instruments. I noticed how the vertical speed indicator is your enemy. It's because it's so wobbly, trying to distract you. I mean, all the other instruments are not that kinetic or dynamic, I guess, but the vertical speed indicator is, and there's a reflex there, a visual reflex, like, oh, something is going on there that is so dramatic. I should pay attention to that. And once you focus on that and fixate on it, you lose track of your speed and your pitch and everything. So even your pitch, funny enough. So that was interesting. So as soon as I figured out that the attitude indicator, and I knew already this, but it was not part of my scan of my habit of flying, and I started to rely and make my attitude indicator my best friend, suddenly things became very basic, because it was kind of like looking outside the window. So, yeah. Attitude indicator, good friend. Also, vacuum system failures. Not good. Not good though. Funny G, have you tried most of the drills shown in the King course for basic instrument stuff now? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. So let's do partial. And I guess also when I'm going to fly partial, I'm forced to also fly better on the altimeter or the speeds or the vertical speed indicator even. So that will also enhance my instrument flight skills, I guess. But I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Exciting. It's nice. Okay, let's review the flight, guys. Let's disconnect from PilotEdge. Disconnect. Disconnect. C. Control P. Yeah, we did some flying. So, again, as you can see, I was much more aware of my crosswind turns on the other side here. In comparison of my previous stream, where I was overshooting my final a bit, and that was because my crosswind leg was too tight, and so I didn't provide myself enough room, enough time here to spot the runway and make the turn in time. So you can see, fixed. That's good. There's my little pirouette here on the run up before we started, just to have an idea of whether there would be any Nordo traffic. Again, did a lot of stuff here. Well, it's not that interesting. Actually, I'd like to see my steep turns. Those are nice cylinders. Very nice. Also, it felt good while in the cockpit. Good turns here. I mean, there's not a lot that we can review based on these tracks. It's just fun to see all those different shapes. You can make art with this, I guess. Here's the traffic pattern, taxi. My entries, 45-ish, as you can see. It's cool, it's okay. Anything else? Altitudes, perhaps. We can go a little bit low and just glance just over the surface. You can see there are a couple of hobbles, but that's okay. That's okay. Nice climb, steady climb, angles, vectors. You can see also here. Just basic looking, just reviewing these different paths, I was doing okay-ish. As gaming nerd, how do you get this view? Is it a plugin? No, it's default X-Plane 11. You just hit some key. View, I guess flight recorder, or it's somewhere there. Just look at your keybinds. It's flight recorder. No, I'm not even using the flight recorder right now. It's Control P. Multiple views. So you got, first is this one without the vertical walls, I guess, underneath the flight paths. But I like this one, which is you just cycle through all those different views. And this is a great tool to review your flight. And in this case, it's not that valuable with IFR flying, traffic pattern flying. It becomes really invaluable. And it's so much more versatile, I think, than in comparison to my experience with FSX and Prepared. Look at these clouds. They are pretty in X-Plane. Anyways, so checked, I think. Let's move on to partial instrument flying for the next episode. I do like to review, as always, my landings. Let's go down, 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 or let's just go to my trusty Cessna and let's hit the flight recorder. And let's have a look at the last landing here. So pretty scenery. Good speeds here. Isn't she a beauty? My Pop Hotel Tango Mike. Stock 172. We are not crap. That's good. So nice. Main wheels first, nose wheels still up. Nice. A controlled nose down drop. There comes the hobble. Dent. Oh, that's good. But I made some other traffic patterns too. I guess here. On center line. Not too much skidding off of the center line here. Nose up. First VY. And then pitch increases. What a hobby. What a freaking hobby. And there we go. On Oceano. That's nice. Yeah, not parked that straight, I guess, but we are parked. Let's get a nice ending shot. What would be a nice ending shot? This would be a nice ending shot. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so happy with this flight, guys. So that completes episode 2 of season 2, where I just completed, by my own book, instrument flying in IMC. Again, attitude indicator is my big friend. That's a note in my logbook. And I was doing the constant rate turns. I mean, the vertical speed indicator was quite dramatic. But as soon as you not prioritize on that instrument, but rather not really fixate, center around the attitude indicator, then life becomes much more easy. Still, my airspeed could be a little bit more on par, I guess, but it's there. I think I'm ready. I feel ready to go to the partial instrument flying, and that means flying without an attitude indicator, flying without a heading indicator, flying without the airspeed indicator, and still have a sense of what I'm doing in the air, also in IMC. But first in Martinov VMC, as you can tell if you look at my training schedule on UncertifiedPilot.com. So first to get a first sense of how it feels like to have an instrument failure there. And then in the next slide, episode 4, we're going to do that in IMC. And so we hop through these different versions, I guess, of training flights. We mix up those versions in the next stages of my training. But that gives me a full, complete experience, and it's a nice scaffold through my training. I mean, it's hard. This is new to me. I don't have any prior experience with flying, let alone knowledge of instrument flying, so I need to do this in a very slow pace. And also, I just love to learn how to fly. Also, fly on instruments. So, as I also did with my season 1 of my series with IFR flying, slow-paced, full, deep in depth. training here on the Uncertified Pilot channel. I'm really hoping, guys, that you're still liking this content. Also, especially because these are so basic flights, but I think they're so educational and so much fun. And again, this is the groundwork for all the approaches and departures and arrivals and all the stuff that I'm going to do in later episodes by hand as much as I can. I am going to study the GPS and autopilot because that's also a very important, essential aid in your flying. So be assured that will also cover. I will also cover that one in one of my episodes. But I'd like to also pass for all my I ratings just by hand, trimming, flying the airplane rather than an autopilot flying my cute little Cessna. I like to fly, so that's why. And it's not just old school, it's also an essential skill. There are real world accidents where a GPS fails or VOR fails or whatever, and the pilot is not has not dusted off his instrument flying skills and crashes, so it's important. Anyways, thank you guys for joining aboard. It's great to see so many follows again here on Monday. It's so much fun. I so much love to stream here and share with you this experience of learning how to fly. Next episode, partial instrument flying. I don't know when I'm going to stream. Just follow my Discord or my Twitter. This stream actually was a little bit of a surprise, also to me. But still, for my schedule, if you follow me on Twitter or on Discord, you get a heads up of when I'm jumping into the cockpit, and you can jump aboard with me and help me to improve my flying. As always, thank you so much again for jumping aboard. Happy flights, blue skies, and hoping to see you very, very soon. Bye.
Palm Springs Tower, Skyline Hotel Tango, your mic is 10 miles north of the airport at 3000. The information X-ray for a full stop, landing on 3 left if that's available.
Pub Hotel Tango, India Mike, Palm Springs Tower, squawk 6250.
6250.
Pub Hotel Tango, India Mike, Palm Springs altimeter is 2985, radar contact about 10 miles west of the Palm Springs VOR. Presently landing runway 31, you're requesting straight in for 13.
That's available, yes please.
Remember, correction, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, make straight in runway 13 left and clear to land. Wind is 0905.
Clear to land, runway 3 left, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike, thanks.
Palm Springs clearance, Pilatus 4658 is type PC12 slam call, request clearance to Vegas S file.
Pilatus 4658, Palm Springs clearance. Good afternoon, unable to give you S file, and I'll be forward standby. Pilatus 4658 is cleared to the Las Vegas airport. VFI Cathedral 1 departure procedure to Palm Springs. Victor 370 to 29 Palms. Victor 538, Cresso, join the Cresso 3 arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2, 405 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 6316.
That's 4658 is cleared to Vegas via Cathedral 1, Palm Springs, Victor 37029, Palms, Victor 538, Cresso 3. Initially climb 7,000, expected for 0 after 5, departure 167, squawk 6316 plus 465.
Pause 4658, readback is correct. Tango India Mike, taxi to ramp via Echo and frequency.
Taxiing to the ramp via Echo, remaining on this frequency, Papa Hotel Tango, India Mike.
Ontario Tower says the 237 Charlie Alpha, approximately 4 miles to the west, inbound to land.
Number 237 Charlie Alpha, roger, inner left, traffic. Left downwind, runway 26 left, report base.
Enter left downwind for 26 left and before you base 237 Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Tower, United 242 on the visual for 20 right, returning for a right base shortly.
United 242, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land, wind 170, headway 3.
Clear to land, 20 right, United 242.
Papa Tower, Tango 238, Kilo IFR,
Here, 520 Yankee Kilo, Palomar Tower, runway 24, clear to land, wind 210 at 11. Number 237 Charlie Alpha, runway 26 left, clear to land.
26 left, clear to land 7 Charlie Alpha, thank you.
Palm Springs ground, Pilatus 4658 east ramp with weather calling for taxi.
Pilatus 4658, Palm Springs ground, runway 31 right, taxi via Echo and Bravo.
Trail right via Echo Bravo 465.
Riverside Tower, good. reporting November 2903 Alpha with you on the ILS.
Number 2903 Alpha Riverside Tower, good afternoon. Runway 9 clear low approach, report missed.
November 2903 Alpha, clear low approach runway 9. Next report is
Palm Springs Tower, plus 465 is ready to go to and right head, bro.
What's the radio on radio check?
Plus 4658, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, turn right, plus 465.
Panama Tower, Kilo Consider Identity 4.
Here's our Yankee Kilo, Roger, taxi into the ramp via Alpha.
Via Alpha.
Lotus 4658, contact SoCal departure.
Contact departure 465.
Says the 7 Charlie Alpha's clear the active taxi to